morning. Welcome to Viking Preparedness. I'm Pastor Joe Fox. You know, there's three big things in the news right now. And those are the Israeli invasion of Gaza, the shoot down of the Malaysian airliner in Ukraine, and all the children that are just coming across our borders in large numbers, and then how those children are being distributed throughout the United States. And in my experience, the American press, the American intelligence agencies, the American people do not have the ability to focus on more than three things at a time. And so right now, those are the three things that we're focused on, if you will. And so I guess right off the bat, what I'd tell you is expand your vision and start looking out there what else is going on. You ever notice how things just like drop off the map? Like nobody cares about Syria anymore. Nobody cares about ISIS in Iraq. I mean, we're not talking about it at all, right? We're talking about Ukraine, Gaza, and Texas, right? So don't get tunnel vision. Keep your eyes open. And then I figured I'd just kind of weigh in a little bit here on those three subjects that people are focusing on. Number one, the airliner shoot down. It was a mistake. There's probably already people who've been shot over that. This is all my opinion, right? I don't have any connections better than you do right now. I just have a background on things, and I read the news probably with a little bit more discerning eye. It was shot down by Ukrainian separatists. Now, whether those were actual Ukrainians that were trained by the Russians, or it was, a version of Russian special forces, Russian Spetsnaz advisors that were in there manning the thing or whatever. I mean, this was a sophisticated air defense system component that shot down that airliner. And they messed up. They messed up big time. And now, they've got to play the word game, and we're going to play the word game, and people are all up in arms. But here's the thing. The politicians know what happened, and they know the deal. And any outrage is fake outrage. It's a shame that 295 innocent people were killed. It is. What were they doing flying over a war zone? Are you kidding me? You can't fix stupid. That's just dumb. But so there's that. Where's that going to go? Probably nowhere, honestly. It'll be in the news. I got some good pictures, and people keep talking about it. But at the end of the day, it's done. It's over. Oops, my bad. I mean, that's kind of where that's at. Gaza, Israel, going into Gaza, limited land incursion. I am no big fan of the modern nation-state of Israel. I'm not. I'm not an Israel-phile. However, people have a basic human right to exist as people, and I don't care. My comments may explode on this. I don't care. The border is the border, and it's been that way for over a generation. I don't care where the land came from or how people got there. Hey, the bottom line is this. Hamas has been throwing rockets into Israel's backyard, into normal people's houses. They're killing regular people with some regularity, right? Come on. This is no, you can't do this. If my neighbor over here was shooting at me, throwing grenades or rockets or whatever into my backyard, you can bet I would address it, right? And so I hope Israel pushes Hamas to the sea and keeps Gaza. I don't think they ever should have gave the thing up in the first place. Ooh, how about that? I'm tired of these radical Muslims, and I'm tired of the radical Muslim supporters who can't see, and Israel haters who they're blind and they can't see. Put yourself in the Israelis' position and say, what would you do if just people are throwing rockets at you willy-nilly and killing your regular people? Not your soldiers, not your politicians, your regular people. You can't live that way. Good. I hope they go. I don't think they'll go far enough. I don't think they'll push it to the finish. Hey, civilian casualties? Here's a point on that. Hamas purposely surrounds themselves with civilians. When they're getting ready to launch a rocket, they do it from a schoolyard and stuff like that to hopefully mitigate Israel's response. Israel has been doing a pretty good job telling the civilians, we're coming, get out of the way. And then people say, where are they supposed to go? Hey, you know what? If you let evil exist in your presence, you're going to share in some of the retribution. That's a biblical fact. Go ahead and look that up in the Bible and see what happens when you allow evil to exist in your midst. And that's a fact, that a precept that we should consider today. If you allow evil to exist in your midst, watch out for what's coming. Think about that for yourself. And then finally, the children. The government is so behind this. They're doing it on purpose. You know, a 4-year-old, 6-year-old, 9-year-old, 11-year-old doesn't make it from El Salvador all the way through Mexico and all the way across our border without government help. So of course the government is helping them. Of course they're trying to change our culture, and that's evil. And of course, you know, this is all being facilitated. Here's what else is of course. Everybody in Congress knows this. They know it. They're pretending that they're outraged, and they're, you know, a nudge and a wink. They're all in on it. They're all in on it. This country is done. It's done. I ain't flying an American flag right now. You don't see one out here. This country's done. And it's because people allow evil to exist in their midst, right? People just let this stuff go, and they don't care. And it's too late. I don't think we're coming back from this. You know, there are some good people. You know, there's people who finally get motivated and they do their little protests and that kind of things. Your protests amount to nothing. Let's switch gears a little bit. I know that there's MS-13 guys and, you know, who are bad people. I know that there's drug people and da-da-da-da-da. But there are children, real children, coming across. You know, I'm talking about kids, you know, 9, 10, 5. Hey, it doesn't matter why they're there. Now people are going to yell at me like they've been yelling at Glenn Beck, right? I don't care. We do have to take care of children, one way or another. Now, how do we have to do that? Buy them a $50 billion resort? No. You know, maybe taking care of them the best way is putting them on airplanes and sending them home to their capital city. You know, that would be taking care of them. But we do need to feed, house, and provide the safety for these children while they're here. They don't need to stay. I'm not saying that. But come on, they're children. You know, Yeshua over and over again says, take care of the orphans and the widows. And these kids at the moment are de facto orphans. All right, they have nobody to protect them, and so they need protection. And again, I'm not saying they need to stay here. You know, I think out of all the plans I've been hearing about these kids, I think it would just be cheaper to stick them on a 777 and ship them back to the capital city of where they came from. Why aren't we doing that? We're not doing that because we're trying to affect crisis in this country. There is a crisis coming. The crisis is here. They're just ramping it up. And so look at the world, you know, understand what's going on. Don't let your emotions start ruling you. Actually think about what's going on. And then after you've done that, you know, because it's okay to think about these things, come out of there, come out of the big circle, because you cannot affect what's going on in Gaza. You cannot affect what's going on in Ukraine. And most of you can affect what's going on with the border. And so once you realize that, what can you affect? You can affect you and yours and your circle, however big your circle is. Start seeing to your own house. All right, I'll see you out there.